watch how Will and Kara stage their escape, only to find a gunman tailing them like a tracker. Will even dropped his laptop by mistake. Czech slammed the gas, only to find the car stuck like a duck in a mud pit, unable to get free. Czech actually pulled this trick to buy time for Will and Kyra. What a slag guy. After returning to Zoka's manor, Czech called Kyra to check if she's okay, while also wanting to know their next super plan. Kyra said she was digging through the doll's notebook, pinpointing the addresses of Giulietta's 5 companies, with the container and lubricant foams being the big fish to fry. Subtitle: Czech warned her to be cautious, said he'd found his badge, then was called out by Zoka like an ant on a hot pan. Julius was fuming over his failure, so he sent 2 more henchmen to help Zoka wreak havoc. Czech ran into them in the kitchen. What a lively... But they ignored Czech and mocked Lucy with a fork. What jokers. The words they spoke were absolutely unbearable to hear, and the person nearby instantly fell silent like a little kitten. Ha ha, what an amusing scene. After dinner, Czech went to his room, took out Kyra's badge to hide it in the bed's head pillow when a knock sounded at the door. He tidied up, opened the door, and found a dessert there, but no one was in sight. Lucy's a great gift giver. Czech wasn't polite and took the dessert inside straight away. The scene shifts to Kyra's safe house, where only Bourne and the bodyguard were still holding the fort. The bodyguard was getting quite fidgety, desperately begging Bourne for a cigarette. Bourne initially refused, but the bodyguard would. Eventually, Bourne reluctantly agreed, but the bodyguard hid alcohol in his mouth. When Bourne came over, this unexpected twist turned into quite a shit. Bourne's out, the bodyguard freed himself, ready for a grand escape, while Kyra was speeding home. In the car, Kyra called Will and saw the safe house door open. She jumped out, rushed in, and found Bourne on the floor. Bad news. She quickly turned him over, but Bourne was already dead. Jack, brushing his teeth, heard the noise and tensed at the sound from his shoes. Subtitles. He immediately rushed over there, took out his phone from the sole of his shoe to answer it, and after finding out that the bodyguard hadn't located his phone, he realized that things were becoming a bit more complicated. Jack knew Zoka never answers unknown calls, so the bodyguard had to inform him at the manor what a tough situation. Kyra checked Bourne's smartwatch and discovered his heart stopped 10 minutes ago, meaning they still had a shot. Jack promptly dialed. He told Will to hurry to the turn off to Zoka's place and clear out the car. He would soon head over. Will hit the gas as soon as he heard that, while Kyra raced to the power control center to find the transformer controlling the area. She drew her weapon, fired at the transformer. Sparks flew, plunging the area into darkness, including Zoka's seaside manor at the power battle. Hallie went out with a flashlight to investigate. Jack told Zoka someone had cut the power, likely a partner of the Angel doll, exaggerating that it was a revenge operation. Subtitles. After Pauli came in, he informed Zoka that the power outage had caused the main gate to open automatically. Pauli ran out in dissatisfaction, while Jack instructed Zoka to carefully watch over the house. Soon, Jack dashed out of the manor while Will arrived, clearing stuff from the trunk. What a seamless collaboration. At that moment, Zoka was on the phone with Julius, who was suspicious that someone around Zoka had leaked the transaction timed. Oh, trouble was brewing. Julius urged Zoka to check his staff for leaks and summoned everyone to the main hall for a search, but unsurprisingly, there were no good results. Jack was on a mission, but his room was flipped upside down with no clues. Meanwhile, he arrived at the rendezvous point with Will. He instructed Will to park the car in the middle, and Will immediately followed suit, blocking the entire passage. What a brilliant plan. A car weighing nearly 2 tons was flipped by their combined effort, part of Jack's plan. The bodyguard had to help Will move it to pass. That was their chance. Jack hid in the nearby bushes while Will lay in the car. Before long, the bodyguard rolled on up. The bodyguard noticed something was off and quickly slammed the brakes, stopping right next to Will. He cut out to check, but Jack swiftly dragged him into the bushes. Talk about danger. Once the crisis was averted, Jack called Kyra to share the good news, alleviating her worries. He then returned to the manor. Upon entering the villa, he found it deserted. He went to Zoka's office with a flashlight. No one was there. As it turned out, everyone was there. Surprise. Jack decided to spin a tale. He spun the story that a runaway vehicle had crashed into the transformer, causing the blackout. Very clever. Sokka informed Jack that while he was gone, everyone had searched the manor top to bottom. It was one big cunt, shadows everywhere. Jack thought his hidden badge was discovered. His heart raced, but then Sokka pulled the phone from the drawer. What a surprise. The phone belonged to a maid who had leaked their business details. Jack planned to talk to her, but found out she had already been taken out by Pally. Good grief. Even tough, Jack couldn't resist that sudden blow. Pally was super strong. Back in his room, Jack cleaned the blood from his mouth, and then he followed the little mustache to deal with Lucy's body. They arrived at the barn, where poor Lucy lay quietly. What a grim sight. The little mustache was still chattering away, and Jack couldn't help but punch him. After wrapping up, Jack returned to his room and turned on the faucet. He took out his phone, called Kyra, and told her the maid was undercover. Shocking news. Kyra was utterly shocked, as the small place housed various government agency informants, and with that, everything fell into place. Sokka's prior meetings with drug dealers were for untraceable, high-end weapons in bulk. Who'd have guessed? The lubricant company Kyra was tracking turned out to be a cover for the arms trade. The truth finally unveiled. Before bed, Sokka came into the room and told Jack that Julius wanted to meet them. Jack seized the moment while washing his hands to relay the news to Kyra. What a perfectly timed sale. But Kyra didn't care. She aimed to wipe out Quinn, thinking it a chance. What a great plan. If you found this episode intriguing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.